This is Relationship Talks with Rick and Naaman. I'm Rick.
And I am the DJ Blue.
And he's
still
Naaman.
110%. Me, myself, the DJ Blue. That's it.
That's hilarious, man. You'll never get that one up, huh?
No, never.
That's funny.
I gotta be true to who I am.
I don't know. I mean, I feel you.
I hope so.
DJ Blue.
I hope so. I hope so.
So it's something that we've talked about a lot is like stages of dating. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like when you meet somebody, a lot of times it's stages to it. Like one thing that we talked about is talking and dating exclusively and stuff like that. So I kind of want to talk about that a little bit more, go into a little bit more detail about it. So when you first meet someone, do you immediately share all of yourself with them, or do you just give them like the bits and pieces you're comfortable with?
I mean, I'm everything. I give everything 110%.
Just all in right away?
Yeah, why not? Because I mean, I could be extra. So I mean, at any time, I may make a joke or something. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want that to be, well, you weren't like this at the beginning. No, I'm a be me, because I don't believe in changing that for anybody, because I'm gonna be me at the end of the day.
Yeah, so, I feel you. I feel like we're on the same page when it comes to that. But what about as being open with people? Like, do you share every bit of yourself? Like, do you feel comfortable being vulnerable with somebody that you just meet?
Well, I don't think that's a thing. I don't like. You shouldn't be vulnerable with somebody you just meet. Like, you shouldn't be. You know what I mean? You shouldn't be like. So no, I do not feel comfortable being vulnerable, because at that time they don't know who you are. Yeah. So you have to hold up that protection just to make sure you're good. You don't want to just instantly be no punk, like, you know what I mean? But you can do that with somebody you've known for a long time. Yeah. So, but you, like I say, you don't want to be no sucker. Just sometimes I cry watching the movie Cats. Like, you know, like that's not for you.
Is that tears of joy, or
right? Is that tears of joy, or
I don't. So I
really don't like cats.
I feel me and you are on the same level when it comes to that. Like, you know, like I want to give myself, like I want to be. I'm always open when I first meet someone, but it's like levels to it, to where, you know, when you know someone, you can say stuff and they'll understand the context of which it's coming from.
Yeah.
So, you know, I could say something in a joking manner, and to somebody else it might sound serious, and I'm like, oh, that's horrible. Like, why would you say that? But I say something like that to you, and it's like, oh, I know this. He don't mean that. Like,
exactly. Like, you know, like, man, I kill that. I kill that. Like, wait, what you gonna do? What?
You gonna do? Excuse
like,
me?
Man, that's a lizard. No, that's not what I meant. Like, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like there has been times where I've shared a little bit too much too quickly, because like, you feel comfortable. Because I feel like depending on how comfortable you are with that person, you end up opening up more. But definitely, I feel like it is, especially in today's world, because everybody is moving so fast. Right. And people just sometimes have a tendency to want to know every single thing about you, like, right away. Yeah.
And that's okay. I think for me, like I say, even now, if somebody asks you, you know, like, you know, something personal, I think we talked about it before. It's your choice to kind of discern, like, all right, if I'm uncomfortable with this or not. Yeah. You know, but I think it's perfectly fair to know a lot about somebody when you first meet them, or to feel comfortable. And I guess if you do feel vulnerable, me, myself, personally, you know, I would not. But if you do, that's a good sign, because that person just makes you feel that comfortable.
I mean, yeah, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because sometimes you put your comfort in someone that you probably shouldn't have been comfortable with, and you share too much.
I think for me, working in, you know, just relations with other peoples and talking to people and doing things like that, I get a lot of people who share a lot of information with me. So maybe I'm that person that makes people feel vulnerable, because I will, you know, meet somebody and they would literally tell me everything about them.
I think it has something to do, because I mean, people do the same thing to me. I feel like we're very accepting people, and I feel like people can feel that. Yeah. It's something that you feel when you talk to somebody, so it makes you comfortable. And I never judge anybody from whatever they're saying. Like, I do. Well, at least I try to get to know them as a whole before I make any assumptions. You know what I mean?
Well, I judge my thing is this. If I ask you what's going on, or if I ask you these questions, and you just blurt out everything about it. Like, that's you telling to, like, I don't like that. Like, for me, it's entertaining to see, like, but it's not like, I don't like that. That's not something that's cool to me. You know what I mean? Like, hold a little bit back.
Yeah, I mean, it is something in the intrigue. I can remember dating sometimes you'll get to know them and then it'll be like they're talking to you like you're their boyfriend.
Yeah.
And they be like telling you all this stuff and it's like, I think you're cute,
yeah.
but I don't know you. I don't really
like,
care.
Like, because like for me, like asking, you know, like I said, making somebody feel vulnerable, you know, me asking, well, how was your day? I expect like, you know, oh, it was good, or it was, you know, it was a terrible day. But usually I get, yeah, well, my boss did this.
It's like they go into detail,
or like this guy did this to me, and it's like, man, it's like I don't want to hear it, but I'm okay with it.
It's like I'm fine with it.
So it's like maybe that's it. Maybe I'm giving off some type of signal. Like
it's like I'll listen, but like I really don't care.
Yeah, like but. And it's not that I don't care. I'll put it like this.
Be real. You don't care.
No. It isn't like I don't care. It's more or less like I would rather talk about something else.
That's real.
You know what I mean? Or maybe I just don't want to hear as much.
I mean, sometimes I don't care about the details as much.
Yeah.
It's like I care about more like how it made you feel.
Yeah.
And it depends on what stage we are in a relationship. If we're in a stage where like you my boo, you my woman, then I care more about the minutia, the details. But if I'm just getting to know you, it's like, I really don't care about the details. Like, you had a bad day at work. Oh, that sucks. Like, let's talk about it on a surface level.
Yeah.
Or, oh, like, you're not feeling that good. You know, like, you want some soup or something like that. You know, I don't need all of the details right there because I don't feel like we're at that level where we share that kind of information.
Yeah, I agree. That makes a lot of sense, surprisingly.
So have you ever been on the side of that? Have you ever felt like you gave someone too much too quickly? Too much yourself?
Yeah, I would say so. Most of the time I do.
There's too much too quick.
Honestly, I think I do. But I like for me, it's okay. Like, because if you can't take it, you can't take it. Yeah. I can't pretend to be a different person. Like I can't. That type of stuff sends people into depression and many other things. I mean, mental health is definitely something we've always talked about when it comes to relationships. And my mental health would just be not there, you know?
No, I definitely feel like sometimes I've gotten too comfortable with women too quickly and started sharing information that they might have said like, oh, like I'm ready to hear it all and I want it all. And then you start sharing it. And then they're not quite ready to hear it because you guys don't have that connection. And just because you feel like y'all have that connection, she might not feel like y'all have that connection. So sometimes I'm trying to like be more careful with what I share because I'm a very open person.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm just going to give you me. But
you have to.
I'm starting to learn though. It's like you can still give people you, but you don't have to give them all of you right away.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that you can keep reserved and you can keep to yourself just until you feel like that's a trusting source. Because the reasons that I would regret giving someone too much is just because they weren't worth that energy.
Yeah.
And then I gave them too much energy up front when I should have been like sitting and watching and seeing what they were giving me back.
That's true enough.
Yeah. So has there ever been a situation where you feel like you wish you had to give someone more energy than you gave them? I mean, I can go first. It's been times where it's like women that I've been interested in. Mm-hmm. And I would think that I'm doing enough to let them know that I'm interested. This was way before I was like, nah, I got to be verbal. This is like one of the things that taught me to be more verbal. Yeah. Is that it would be women that I would be interested in. We have a good bond and it may even be like a romantic-ish bond. You know what I mean? You haven't crossed any lines, but y'all both, you feel like you have that connection. Mm-hmm. And it's been times where I haven't like taken it the next step. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, it stalled out and I never was like, hey, like let's kick it or anything like that. So I feel like it is some situations and some relationships that I possibly could have missed out on that I can think of some that I really wanted to be in and see what a relationship would have been like, but I wasn't as forthcoming. I didn't give as much energy into that as I should have. I was too distracted with other things. And I can think of some situations where I was like, man, like, you know, like I really wish I had to just spent a little bit more time on that because that could have actually evolved into like a cool relationship.
Yeah. I think you've said enough for the both of us there. I don't know if you were listening to what you said, but that was a lot. Like,
I gotta speak my truth.
I think you've covered it. I think I'm good on that one.
I gotta speak my truth, man.
You've covered it. I'm still trying to process the second half of what you were saying. Like, that was a decent amount.
Yeah,
but that's essentially the same thing. You know, you can't get over it. You can't get past it.
No, I mean, I feel like I will more so regret not giving enough than giving too much.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, if you gave all you had, then, you know, it's like, well, it didn't. That's the best I could do. That's what I had, and I gave it all. But if you know that you could have gave more for a situation, it's like you'll have that wonder, like, oh, what if I had to just actually tried a little bit harder, or actually had to just told her how I felt instead of assuming that she knew how I felt.
Well, I think for me, I've got a lot of positions like that, man. I got a lot of, I would say, situations that I wish, maybe I would have, done something different, gave it a little bit more energy. But I mean, I have to continue to move forward. And if the thing is, if I'm thinking to myself, like, could I have given more energy, and maybe they weren't giving me enough energy, and that's why I didn't give it. You know what I mean? Maybe they didn't feel what was needed. You know what I mean? Because that's the truth, though. Like, if I'm giving energy, I need that same energy back in order for me to go as strong as I'm going, because it's a give and take situation.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
if I'm constantly depleted, I'm doing this and doing this, I don't think I've ever been in a great situation where I was doing most of the work and happy.
No, I mean, in that.
Wow,
that's deep, man.
That is deep. I'm going to write that down in my journal.
You think about it when you, like, just talking to someone or expressing yourself, sometimes it's like stepping on ice. And so when you step on that ice, you're taking that leap of faith that the other person is going, the other person is going to step out there with you. And when you step out there and consistently that other person is not stepping out with you, you just get further and further.
Exactly.
And then you're just out on the ice by yourself.
That's a concept. Like, I never even thought about it that way, but that could be the reason why I am the way I am.
Yeah.
Because if you're giving me a certain amount of energy, like, I'm going to definitely reply and I'm going to respond to it. And I'm not talking through text message, but period. I'm going to be very responsive to the energy you give me. So I guess I'm a creature of energy. Like, you don't give me any, and I'm backing off.
And that's kind of real, like dealing with. Sometimes it'll be times where I'll be honest, and they'll be like, "Look, I don't have the energy to give you."
Right. And
it's like either people can believe you or they don't. Wow. But don't come saying like you're not giving me energy when I explicitly told you like I don't have that energy to give you. Either I'm not emotionally there to be able to give you that energy, or I'm focused on something else, whatever the reason is.
Other things is where you want to place your energy.
And I mean, if I'm being honest with you, you know what I'm saying, and my actions are going along with that. So I'm telling you verbally and you're physically and, whatever else you're seeing that I don't have that energy. Don't expect that energy. Yeah.
And I think based on what you're saying, if you are to witness that and you verbally, like you said, if they don't want to either help you or see how they can help get that energy pumping, or even give you some, some insight, you know what I mean? Yeah. I think it's by far for them to just move along.
I mean, it's fair because I've been on both sides of that. I've been trying to give people energy when they weren't ready to receive it. You know what I mean? And I still will press on.
Tired.
And being on the other side of that, like trying to, like somebody constantly trying to give you energy when you're not there to receive it is more harmful than it is helpful.
110%.
And it's like sometimes it's backing off a little bit helps out 100%.
Yeah.
Because what you're really interested in, like us as men, a lot of times we go after the things that we really, really want.
Right.
And if sometimes the timing is just not right. Sometimes you just have too much on your plate. Sometimes you're just not emotionally there. Whatever the reason is, believe what a person is showing you.
Right. Say when they showed them what is this in that Tyler Perry one? When someone, it wasn't even Tyler Perry. I'm not gonna even do that. It wasn't TP. It was Maya Angelou who said it.
In the movie.
Angelou, yeah.
Was it in the movie though?
Yeah. No, it was in the play.
Oh, okay.
The Tyler Perry play.
Okay.
But Don't see you making me say his name. See, all right. No, it was in a play that I saw with Medea. Okay. That's better, right?
Gotcha.
Because Medea was saying it, but it was like if someone shows you themselves, believe them. That's how but I mean that's like real. True. Like that's so true. That's like it works. And I look at that like people change all the time, right?
Yeah.
But the changes is basically changing the habits that they did, but who knows if those habits are still there. Those habits are somewhere. So they've showed you who they are. So you have to still expect those things even with the change.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff does change, and you got to ride the wave. And I always say, like, you have a choice. Whenever you're talking to somebody, even if you're in a relationship with somebody, you can take what they're giving you. And if you're not satisfied with what they're giving you want more, you can tell them. And if they're not willing to change, either you're going to accept it or you can walk away.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not
that hard.
It's not really great. It's not always the greatest of choices to make, but at the end of the day, it's still a choice.
Yeah. Man, it's wow.
I was listening to Coffee with Kendra, a friend of the show. I was listening to one of her episodes recently, and I can't remember the guy's name. I wish I knew. I'll try to link it in the show notes, but they were talking about, he was actually making a point of how when women are dating men, if they're saying like they're at one level, don't give them another level.
Yeah.
So if they say, if you say that, oh, we just kicking it, if y'all just kicking it, don't give them like husband and wife energy.
Yeah, that's valid.
And I was like, that's so true, because there's so many times that, we give this energy that we're not getting back. And sometimes we're just giving too much. And you think about it, sometimes people are more interested in the things that they can get from you, whether it be like sex, money, status, security.
All the above.
They're more interested in those things than who you actually are. So that's why sometimes like I really try to be careful with that, because I never, like I talked about it before, I never want to be that person that I'm with somebody who wants me because of something other than who I am.
Yeah.
And I don't know why as a man, like I'm just so, I wouldn't say paranoid about it, but I'm watchful about it, just because I feel like it's so easy to fall into that trap, especially like when you're like dating on the dating apps. It's just because so many people are just hungry for relationships, and that's men and women. And like whether a man is just trying to talk to you to get sex or whatever, you got to really make sure that you're not giving them the more energy than they deserve.
Oh, 110%.
I mean, like when he said that, and like I said, I wish I remembered his name. When he said that, like
I call him He-Man.
When He-Man said that, it was like, dang, that's so relatable, because it's so many times that, you be in a relationship and y'all would just be kicking in, like I would treat her like she's my wife. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or I've seen like female friends of mine, they be kicking it with somebody and they be treating that man like that's her boyfriend, but like he for the streets, he for everybody. So just being careful with the energy, making sure your energy is matched. And if it's not, I mean, it doesn't always have to be matched. It doesn't always have to be reciprocal, but just remember, like if you start to get drained, that's why, because you're accepting something and you're giving something more. And because it doesn't always have to be one-on-one, but just be cognitive of what you're doing. I think that's the important part, is just being aware, making sure that you know that you're giving up a lot of yourself and you're not getting a lot in return, because everything isn't about reciprocity, but it might not be one-on-one, but you definitely don't want to just be giving your all and getting nothing in return.
Yeah, that would be terribly blay. And simply because, and I'll say it like this, that goes back to what we're saying about the energy. If you're giving that energy and then that energy is not being replenished, you pouring out and not receiving anything. It's bad news. You end up empty and tired.
And then you go and tell your friends that you're empty and you're tired, and then they're telling you, it's like you giving all your energy to this person that's not your man or not your woman, and you're tired because of that. And they be like, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Jeez.
That's like all I ask is you be aware that men and women, like women, make sure that you're not pouring into something. Like I go back to that quote, make sure you're not pouring into a broken vessel, because you could be pouring more than that cup can hold. Mm-hmm. And just make sure that you're being replenished one way or another, whether you're replenishing yourself by taking time for self-care, or spending time with your friends who help you refill, you guys recharge each other, or, you know, that person, like hopefully is that person that you're trying to kick it with, y'all give each other energy. I can think of all the good situations that I've ever been in whenever I get with, like, I even think about just friends, think on a friendly level. Whenever I get with certain friends, like we both, like at the end of hanging out, when we finish, even if it's just a work session, like we was working together, like, man, like I feel so energized. You know what I mean? You know, you have those friends that you just feel energized after you hang out with them.
Absolutely. They replenish that energy. They fill up that cup. You can't hang around anybody like that.
That's true.
You gotta have people around you that fill that cup up. Otherwise, you're gonna be pouring out. You're gonna be depleted.
100%. So my homeboy Smitty from the No Repercussions podcast, he sent me this a while ago, and I just haven't had a chance to put it on here. But it looks like the original person who had posted it is Mr. Funky Unicorn.
Whoa,
I know, right?
That's a name.
That's a hell of a name. And it's a meme, and if I remember, I reposted it to when this episode publishes. But it says, since y'all don't know how to date, and it categorizes the different stages of dating. And I actually like this list, so I'm gonna read the whole list, and then we're gonna break it down one by one. So the first level is talking. We exchange numbers, we do things on a friendship level,
Okay.
and maybe even had sex, testing the waters to see if it's a growing interest.
That's the first night.
That's just talking. That's just talking.
I was about to say, wait a minute. This is like the first, how many hours do you have? Because
like this is 5 hours.
I got to ask questions.
So the second step is dating.
Okay.
We're spending time together, dating, various activities, movies, bowling, concerts, dinner, etc. As friends,
holding hands.
As friends with a mutual interest in each other, but we still are allowed to talk to other people.
Okay.
Dating exclusively. We are dating, however, we have cut off all other people we're interested and focused on us getting to know each other better. And then the final stage is relationship. We have made a mutual agreement to become a couple. It's just you and me, point blank, period.
That's it.
That's it. Those are the stages. I believe
there are 5 levels. We talked about this.
This is 5 levels.
This was a year ago we talked about this.
This is 5.
We talked about
So you have a different list. You don't necessarily agree with this one.
I mean, I gotta go back and redo my list because it's on wax. I gotta listen to that episode where I talked about it. I gotta go back to it. But that's interesting though. That's a whole thing.
A lot of times we've talked about talking.
Yeah.
And it was hard to kind of describe it, but I feel like they put it really eloquently.
Yeah. Oh, much more than I would have.
Oh, for sure. And the only thing that I would probably change with talking is probably, I feel like once you add sex into it, that's dating.
Sex is definitely dating, unless you're a thing. I mean, I'm saying like literally, unless that's your intention, you just boning everybody that you date.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I think is honestly terrible because you're creating a temple. You're making love. You're supposed to be in a temple.
It reminds me of this song.
So it makes it so dirty.
It's called Imported, and she's like,
I sound like a gentleman.
Yeah. Sounds can be deceiving. You
want to make love.
But in the song, she says like she's tripping because she's standing here like dude didn't just see her naked. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it's like something sacred about it. So the only thing with this list, probably like in that part, I would probably move like sex into dating. I mean, but
I mean move it up a notch.
From the way that you and I are with being physical with somebody, like our philosophies on it are similar.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people don't feel the same way that we do.
That's a concept. Man.
But
yeah,
just
I can't.
Because I mean, we've had people on the show who said like, no, I mean, it's kind of like kissing is more intimate than that.
Yeah, see, that's I don't know. I gotta need the intimacy of the kissing first.
That's what I'm saying. So
like, take me out. You gotta talk to my mom before we have conversations. You gotta talk to the whole family before we shut up.
So I mean, talking, I feel like in this definition is like you kind of like you're being friends, but you're trying to decide whether or not you want to be more than friends.
Yeah.
And so dating, so to refresh the dating, we're spending time together doing various activities, movies, bowling, blah, blah, blah. Friends with mutual interests, but we're allowed to talk to other people. So that's kind of like that's like drilling it down. Like, I'm attracted to you. I want to possibly be in a relationship with you. We're working towards that. We're seeing if we're compatible. and we're kicking it, and we're gonna see what happens.
Okay.
I kind of feel that. That feels like an accurate description of how I would agree with that. Dating is like you're trying to get to know someone. You're more than friends, but you're not quite together.
Yeah. I mean, that can get lost.
Yeah.
More than friends, but you're not quite together. What is the in between?
Dating.
You're describing dating. You can't say the in between. You can't say dating is more than friends, but not quite. Then you can't say, oh, dating is this and this, and then in between is dating.
I mean, dating is in between talking and dating exclusively.
But you can't be more than friends, but not date, like not quite together. You can't be. That's not a thing, is what I'm saying to you.
I get what you're saying. I guess it's that point. See, I think the thing is, I feel like men and women interpret dating a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Like for us, a lot of times, and it depends on what kind of mood I'm in. A lot of times, depending, like I will date one person at a time. But if you're dating multiple people at a time, like for a lot of women, when they start to date a man, they find a man that they actually are dating, then they automatically, they go from talking to dating exclusively.
Yeah.
And the thing that I would caution against is just making sure that if you feel like y'all dating exclusively, make sure that y'all have talked about it.
Make sure both of y'all know.
Because you might be dating exclusively and he might be for everybody.
He might be. See, she might be.
She might be for everybody. So I don't know. So I just feel like it's just that next step. It's kind of like I'm interested in seeing if this can evolve to something, but it doesn't necessarily. I mean, it could start out there and you can go back to just being friends.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at talking, you're just friends. Dating is like friends with the potential to be a couple.
Yeah. I think that's better.
Yeah. And then dating exclusively is the same as dating, but you kind of cut everybody out. You do cut everybody out.
I feel like dating is your period to get to know them, right? That would be the
right.
There shouldn't be any claims on dating.
What do you mean?
I mean, like,
y'all, that's not your girlfriend.
Like, right? Exactly. Like you don't need to know the girlfriend stuff. You know what I mean?
You don't need to know where I'm at.
Right? Like, exactly. If I don't answer my phone,
we're not sharing locations at dating.
Right? Exactly. If I don't answer my phone, I don't answer my phone. If I don't answer you, I don't answer you. You know what I mean? Like, I remember, if you see me at the strip club, you see me at the strip club.
I remember telling someone, like, like, it's not like, oh, like, you didn't tell me where you were going. I was like, well, you're not my woman, so.
Right. Like, what do you mean? Like, what? We're dating.
I was where I was at.
Like,
but yeah, so dating exclusively is like that. Like, yo, we really about to see if we about to be in a relationship. I feel like that, like, when you go exclusive, that's almost instantly a relationship. For most people, I feel like.
Yeah, if you're exclusive, is a relationship.
That's what I mean. Like, so I mean, relationship is more formal. You know what I mean?
What's your definition between what's your definition of exclusive?
Exclusive is just you're not talking to anybody else on that level. You're not going out. You're not going on dates.
And
with
what was the
people.
next one you said?
Relationship.
So is that on the list?
That's on the list.
It's exclusive and then relationship.
Yeah. So it's talking, dating exclusively, and then relationship. Which one is the same thing?
Exclusive,
dating exclusively and relationship.
And relationship? Is that not the same thing?
I kind of agree.
Because you'd have to define what makes you exclusive.
So I think the thing...
That's a hard word to say.
Exclusive. I think the thing with exclusive that varies from a relationship is that you could be exclusive, but you might...
See what I'm saying?
You might be exclusive, but you might not claim them on, like, you're not Facebook official.
Right.
That's the thing. When you actually in a relationship, even though y'all dating exclusively, you're not necessarily posting them on anything.
So I mean, but
and they don't have a title.
But that was kind of like my situation. It was posted on the Facebook that we were in a relationship.
Oh, I remember that.
But so does you see what I'm saying?
But
is that exclusive?
But I mean, for you, on her side, on her side, y'all was in a whole relationship. On you, you was probably still in the dating phase.
Exactly. So what I'm asking is, how is that different? Because it seems to me that's exclusive.
I mean, a relationship is just a title. I feel like that's when the title come in. That's when you, like, if you
And that's when it came in.
So I mean, for you, that was a weird situation. Y'all wasn't on the same page. That don't count.
That does count. That does count.
Y'all wasn't on the same page, man.
We were more or less on the same page.
She kind of was like, you my boo, we together.
More or less. But, you know.
See, you you thinking about it like, yeah.
No. I mean, I told the story. The story went the way it did. Like I say, more or less. More or less.
But I mean, I just think that the big difference between dating exclusively and being in a relationship is that if you're dating someone exclusively, you're not going to introduce them as your girlfriend.
Right.
If you're in a relationship, then that's when it's like, hey, this is my girlfriend.
So if I'm dating someone exclusively, you don't know about them.
I mean, like people will know, but it's not necessarily something that you would tell everybody.
Who is that? That's my homegirl.
Yeah, that's my homegirl.
Rochelle. Oh, okay. She always with you. Yeah, we're exclusive, so just chill out.
We're dating.
Don't tell anyone. Don't tell
nobody.
anyone. We are still dating. We are not quite exclusive.
I mean, so like if I was dating someone exclusively, you would know. If I was dating somebody, you would know.
Listen to how dumb that sounds. No, wait. We are not exclusive. We are dating. Do not say that. She is my homegirl, Rochelle, not my girlfriend. My home girl.
You're so stupid, man. But I mean, I can see where the confusion comes in. That's why it's so kind of hard to describe it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's because it makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
So for me, like I'm on board. Like I feel like talking is two friends trying to see if they want to take it to a different level. Dating is that you're dating, but you guys are going out on actual dates and you're trying to see if you want to be exclusive or not, but you can still date. Talk to other people.
Okay.
Dating exclusively is that you're not dating anybody else. You're just dating that person and you're trying to see if you want to be in a relationship with that person. And a relationship is where the titles come in. That's the only difference. I feel like, in my opinion, dating exclusively and actually being in a relationship. So a lot of times it's like you could date someone exclusively. Okay. If I was dating someone exclusively, that doesn't necessarily.
We've said exclusive
so many times.
I was all up here. Exclusive. If I do this exclusively, then it's gonna happen. It sounds like we're lawyers. Like, no, this is exclusive. Look, my thing is this.
So like, you're not me and my mom until we in a relationship. Period.
Okay.
So we put a title on it.
This is ridiculous. This is just stupid. All right? Because like I say, once you're in a relationship, you're in a relationship. Okay?
Yeah, that's the last stage.
There is only like talking, dating, and then relationship. That's all there is.
Tomato. Like, no. Look, check this out.
There's no.
It is. So, because I know someone who was dating someone, they were dating, and they were still going out on dates, and then the person that she was dating was like, I want to date you exclusively. They were exclusive. They only dated each other, but they were not technically boyfriend and girlfriend at that time.
So, what were they doing?
They were dating exclusively.
So, I just want to hang out with you tonight. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out with you for a week. What are we? We're exclusively dating.
I feel like dating exclusively is like a trial run for a relationship.
So stupid. No, because you're like, we just had sex, and then she looks at you. Well, what are we doing? Well, we're exclusively dating.
We're exclusive. That's what we are.
Oh, so what does that mean?
That mean I'm not doing the things that I do with you with anybody else.
So you did she be like, so you my boyfriend?
Nah.
We're
just dating. Testing it out.
But you said we were exclusive. Yeah, we're exclusively dating.
It's like a leasing with an option to buy.
You see what I'm saying? Like that's so stupid. That's so stupid.
I mean, tomato.
We hang out, we go to the movies, we do everything together. What are we? We're exclusive.
We're exclusive.
We're not in a relationship? No.
Because we haven't said that word enough.
You'd be like, did you get my Facebook request to make it? To put the relationship as you my man. First of all, we're not in a relationship. We are exclusively dating.
I mean, in the literal sense of relationship, every step is a relationship.
Oh God.
But agree to disagree. But whatever, I feel like the important thing of this list or any list, when whatever your list may be, is making sure you communicate that with your partner or partners, depending on what stage you are in.
Oh God! If you're in the dating stage, apparently you're partners.
Partners. Make sure whoever you're talking to that y'all at least understand each other's lists. Y'all lists don't have to be the same. But
you and the whole group.
But you should at least understand where that other person is. You feel what I'm saying? Because you don't want to like yo dating and somebody else dating. Like I always say, you never know.
You don't. Like if that's the way people are doing it, I'm disgusted.
You disgusted?
I'm disgusted.
Looking like grandma, man.
You look like grandma.
we should both look like grandma.
Exactly.
Oh man, I feel like it needs to be an infographic because at any one of these stages, you could probably be friend zoned, or you could just go back to being like excommunicado.
That's why I said there's pre-stages. See, there's pre-dating.
Yeah, like
stages.
pre-dating.
There's always. That's what I'm saying. I've already covered it. You know what I mean? But it's gonna be in my book.
I don't think we ever released that episode. So.
No, we have. We're gonna release the open booklet.
Release the I am the DJ booklet. The I am the DJ blue cut.
It's gonna be a booklet on how to date.
I got you.
It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be a lot of pages, maybe up to 10. It's gonna be an ebook. I'm gonna ebook it, and I'm gonna release a couple of copies.
Yeah, you're gonna print them yourself.
Probably. Probably.
Well, as always, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening. To be a part of the conversation, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Rick and Naaman. Please be sure to like and subscribe to the show on your favorite podcasting app. You can follow my personal account on at Dodsism, and that's DODDSISM. And you can find Naaman at
I am the DJ Blue on all the platforms that you can get me on.
But until next time, boys and girls, remember,
there's always a next time.